Write a query to display the current date. Label the column date. For this, we have to select sysdate. Sysdate is a keyword used to select current date, and we have to rename the column as date D capital, and this will be from a table called dual. Dual is a table which is created automatically by Oracle database. It is created along with the data dictionary, and if you want to see what it has, just to select star from dual. You can see it has only one row, one column. The column is called dummy and the row value is X. So when we select sysdate from dual, the output will be today's date. The column name is date. For each employee, display the employee number, last name, salary, and salary increased by 15% and expressed as a whole number. They don't want decimals here. Then label the column new space salary. Let's start with select. Select employee ID and then last name and then salary, and they want the salary increased by 15% and it should be in a whole number. For that, we use a function called round. Inside that, let's write salary into salary increased by 15%. So that will be salary into 1.15 comma 0. 0 because we don't want any decimals. We have to round it. In round function, whatever is the first attribute, that will be the number to be rounded. The second part represents after the decimal point how many digits or how many number of digits to be retained. So this will give us the salary increased by 15% and it will be a whole number. And then they want the name of the column to be new space salary. So alias it like this from employees. You can see the column new salary has the values of salary increased by 15%. In the same query, add a column that subtracts the old salary from the new salary. Label the column increase. For this previous query, we need to add one more. Round off salary increased by 1.15 minus the old salary is called just the salary. This should be renamed as increase. Let me format it so it looks better. Here, round of salary into 1.15, 0. This will give us the new salary, and that minus salary, that is old salary, will be the increase. Let's run this. You can see this minus this is the increase value. Write a query that displays the employee's last name with the first letter capitalized and all other letters lowercase, and the length of the name for all employees whose name starts with J, A or M. Give each column an appropriate label. Sort the results by employee's last name. Write a query to display the employee's last name with first letter capitalized. For that, there is a function called initCap. Init cap returns characters with the first letter of each word in uppercase and all other letters are in lowercase. Init cap of last name, let's give the label as name. Then we need the length of the name. For this we can use length of last name. Label it as length from employees. Let's go to the next part. For all employees whose name starts with J, A or M. So the starting letter should be J, A or M. We can use regular expression here where last name like is the keyword used for matching. So it should start with J. So first letter is J and after that we don't mind what are the other letters. Similarly for M and A. And remember it is OR here because they're saying any one of these. They're saying OR. So we use the keyword OR here. This where clause will give us the last names starting with J, M or A. And the last part is sort the results by the employees' last names. We have to use order by last name. Let me format it. Let's run this query. You can see it is the name and here the length and everything is starting with A, J or M and it is alphabetically arranged. For each employee, display the employee's last name and calculate the number of months between today and the date the employee was hired. Label the column months worked. Order your result by the number of months employed. Round the number of months up to the closest whole number. Select last name. Next we need the number of months between today and the day when the employee was hired. And it should be rounded. So let's use the round function. And there is something called months between. Months between function will return the number of months between date 1 and date 2. So in this case, it will be this date and the hire date. And this column should be named as months worked. From employees. They have also told we have to order it by the number of months employed. Take the same line. Let's run this query. You can see last name and months worked. Write a query that produces the following for each employee. First, there should be employee's last name and then the word earns, salary, then the words monthly but wants, then 3 times the salary. Label the column dream salaries. Here we need to use concatenation operator because we need the values from the table and also some words in between. So let's start with select clause. Select last name, then concatenate it with the word earns. We need space in between. And then again concatenate, then salary, then the monthly but wants, then concatenate it with salary into 3. a full stop. This should be named as dream salaries from employees. Let's format it a bit, run it. You get the output in a sentence. If you want the correct formats, you can use a function called toChar. toChar of salary in this format, and then salary into 3 also you can do the same. Let's run this again. You can see the new format has a dollar symbol and then a comma and also 2 decimal digits. Create a query to display the last name and salary for all employees. Format the salary to be 15 characters long, left padded with dollar. Label the column salary. Select last name. For salary, they want a certain format. They say 15 characters long, left padded with dollar. So in this case, we have to use a function called lpad. Lpad, the column name salary, and then next the length of the characters. It should be 15. To left pad it with dollar symbol from employees. Lpad function returns expression 1 left padded to length n with the sequence of characters in expression 2. Let's see how the output will be. You can see the total length will be 15. The value in the column salary will be left padded with dollar. If you write rpad of salary 15 and dollar, you can see it will be right padded. Display each employee's last name, hire date and salary review date, which is the first Monday after 6 months of service. Label the column review. Format the dates to appear in the format similar to Monday, the 31st of July, 2000, like this. Start with the select clause. Select last name, hire date, the first Monday after 6 months of service. For this, we need to write a single row function. Add months returns the date plus integer months. For example, if hire date is 1st of January 2022, this function, when you write it as add months hire date, 6, it will return June 1st, 2022 because it will add 6 to month. After getting that new value of date, you have to find the next day, and that should be Monday. So for that we use the next day function. Next day function returns the date of the first weekday named by a character. Here in this case it's Monday, and that is later than a particular date. Here it is the value which is returned in add months. For example, if add months returns June 1st, 2022, the first Monday that occurs after June 1st, 2022 will be June 6th. So June 6th will be returned by this function next day. Finally, we are using toChar to present the date in a particular format. FM day will return the name of the day, not the numeric value of the day. Need comma space, then the word the, then space, and DDSP is used to spell a number, and TH is for the ordinals like first ST, and then second, third RD, and then fourth TH, and so on. So this will spell a number in its ordinal form. If it is 31, it will be 31st, and the first letter will be in capital. Then space, then the word of, then space, then month name, comma, YYYY will represent the year format. It will be like 2000 and so on. And this new column will be named as review. Let's run this. This is the last name, hire date, and this is the first Monday after 6 months of service. Display the last name, hire date, and day of the week on which the employees started. Label the column day. Order the results by the day of the week starting with Monday. Select last name, comma, hire date, comma, next day of the week on which the employee started. That means we need only the day value in this hire date. To care of hire date, in that we need only day, and we need to rename it as day. The column from employees, order the results by the day of the week starting with Monday. Order by, again you have to use a to care of hire date -1, comma, D. This D will represent the day of the week number. For example, Sunday is given as 1, Monday is 2, Tuesday is 3, and so on. First, let me show you without this -1 what will be the output. I hope this is understood. Last name, hire date. To care of hire date, comma, day will give us the name of the day. Sunday, Monday, or Tuesday, so on, and it is named as day. Now coming to the order by part, it's a bit tricky. If you just give order by to care of hire date, comma, D, then the values of day will be sorted starting with Sunday. So if you want to start it with Monday, then we need to do -1. You can see it starts with Monday, and then Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and then finally Sunday. If you do it -2, then it will be starting with Tuesday. If it is 3, then it will be starting with Wednesday. To explain this more, let's go back to hire date, comma, D. Here you can see 5th February 2006 is a Sunday. To put the Sunday at the back of the list, I can just take the previous day of this date, that is 4th February 2006. That will be a Saturday, and Saturday's number is 7. So when you sort, 7 goes in the end. Similarly, let me take a Monday value. Here 21st May 2007 is a Monday. Previous day of Monday is a Sunday. That will be 20th May 2007, and Sunday's D value is 1. So that will in turn come on the top of the list. So that is why we need to make hire date -1. Create a query that displays the employees' last names and commission amounts. If an employee does not earn commission, put no commission. Label the column com. Select last name, Next, we have to take the column commission PCT, but not just that. If that particular value is empty, we need to put this string no commission full stop. For that, we need to use a function called NVL. So if this value 2 char of commission PCT is null, then in that place replace it with this string and the column name is com. Let's see. You can see here for people who do not have commission, it is replaced with the string no commission, and for others it is as it is. Create a query that displays the employee's last name and indicates the amounts of their annual salaries with asterisks. Each asterisk signifies $1,000. Sort the data in descending order of salary. Label the column employees and their salaries. Here we can use the rpad function. Select rpad of last name, 8 and then concatenate it with a space. Then concatenate it with rpad space salary by 1000 plus 1 asterisk. Then rename it as employees and their salaries. From employees, order by salary descending. First we take last name and make it to a string of length 8. If you don't give any other pad string here, by default it will be a space. Last name will be right padded with space to make it a string of length 8. This will make the last names uniformly aligned and then concatenated with a space. Then the next part is for asterisks. First you start with an empty string, that is a space, then right pad it with these many number of asterisks. The amount of their annual salaries. So salary divided by 1000 plus 1, these many number of this symbol asterisks. These many number of asterisks will be right padded to this space. Let's see how is the output. All the last name values are padded with spaces and then one more space, then this space and then so many number of asterisks. Using the decode function, write a query that displays the grade of all employees based on the value of the column job ID as per the following data. If it is this value, then it is A. If it is this, B, C and so on. So we need to use the decode function here. When you use a decode function, it compares expression to each value one by one. If the expression is equal to the search value, then the database returns the corresponding result. Here in this case, E, D, C and so on. And the name of the column is renamed as grade, like so, from employees. Let's run this query. We get the corresponding grade values. For the same question, if we have to rewrite the query using case syntax, then it will look something like this. Case expression uses when and then pairs. When the value is expression 1, then expression 2. When this, then this. Run this query, you get the same result.